if you get smacked, there are like 99% of things in my life, if I get smacked on, I'm stepping out of the ring.
Done.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, yo, I don't like getting hit. But like the thing that I will absolutely go hard until the day I die is building generational wealth for people of color, period. We made it, HBCU at South by. Super excited. I'm doing a few talks throughout the weekend here. Couldn't be more proud to just put Harlem, rep Harlem Capital here at South by, especially at the HBCU house, man. That's what it's all about. Let's go ahead and take a look. Afrotech.
Yes,
okay.
I was running registration.
Oh, yes,
And I was
yes.
like, not letting you in because I see you.
That was you. Oh, I knew it.
Sorry.
It's a small world.
I'm gonna go in here.
Okay, yeah.
Afrotech, remember him from
John Henry.
Yes, I know John.
You found the swag bag for
I
me.
found the
at the end of
swag
the
bag
day.
and I've been following you ever
I felt bad
since.
'cause he was like, I'm John Henry. I was like, I don't care. You don't have to crush.
I didn't say it like that though. I didn't say it like
John, we just want to start with you. As we're talking about building multi-generational wealth, as you look back on your career and what you've been doing, what's those lessons learned from 18 to now?
Great question. Number of lessons. Guys, one, the most important asset that you have right now, someone said time. I agree with that, but I feel like it's your earning potential in the future. Now is a time to hone your skills. And over the last few years, I've been fortunate enough, right now my earning power is getting up there, and that's because I've honed a very distinct perspective. I've done kind of weird, kind of unorthodox things, and now I've developed an expertise. And what happens is that companies now, they're all these sponsors, by the way, much love to the sponsors, but the reason that they're sponsoring is because they're feeling the pressure to, be diverse and inclusive. And so there's no better time in the history of ever than right now to be brown, right? So right now I want you guys to step up to the plate. Yeah. All right, guys, day one's been fun. It's been a little low key, but that's to be expected for the next 7 days that we're here. I'm getting ready to go to a kind of a private dinner for just Black VCs and what have you. So no cameras allowed, so I'm gonna have to do this one without the vlog. But I'm super excited to continue the madness in day two. Here we go. Hey.
How's it going, man? Come on
Good,
in.
man. Thanks. What's up,
So
dude?
here we have the three options. Go ahead and choose one of the three, and if we want to reach us,
Damn. So right here. So just real quick. Shoot it with this thing behind me real quick. Guys, so if you've never been to South by, this is exactly what I mean by brands go over the top with all their activations. I mean, look at this. This is for the screening of a movie. The amount of money that they spent to put this up is surreal, and it's probably for, I don't know, 24 hours tops. So as I said, there's money being transacted. So how can you as an individual, work your way in and get flown out, get paid, and secure the bag? Shit is real. Hey, are you guys Viceland staff?
Yes, are you John?
I am.
I am Linda.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yay,
What's
this is
going on?
Megan. Nice
Hey
to
Megan,
meet
my
you.
hands wet with a little water. What's up,
Yay,
John?
so did you just get here? Where do you live?
I live in New York. I live in Harlem.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Harlem was like, yo, hit up Linda Lee, check out the Vice Bus.
Yes, let me show you around.
Yeah,
there
please.
Are goats.
Yeah,
Baby goats.
let's do it. Do you mind?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
So you just got here today?
Yeah. No. Hey, talk to him. Welcome to the Vice Bus. Say what's up to the vlog.
How's it going?
So,
Oh, yeah,
vlog, This is Steven. He's our latest addition to the Harlem Capital team, banging shit out. And this is our first time. So the beauty of, how did you connect with us originally?
So when Jared and Henri first got connected with Harlem Capital and then started getting everything going, and then just kind of organically just followed from a distance, and there's an opportunity, just hopped on it. I mean, I feel like I'm one of the first adopters. I was like, hey, I want to be on board any capacity. Let me know.
What a hustler. So like the connection started, you know, where it started, and we're at South by. We let him know that we're going to host a meetup, and lo and behold, team member rolls through. Yo, that's awesome. So we just want to make sure that we have as much face time as possible with people that actually legitimately want to break into the space. So in whatever way we could be helpful, we want to be. So there's no order here, there's no raising hand, just like chime in if there's any Q&A that we could be helpful with.
It's kind of a layered question. So as an entrepreneur, like you know that you have multiple ideas in your head, so many problems that you have a solution to, but you just can't devote your time to everything. How do you like balance? How do you choose which one to pursue and then balance that?
The way, like me personally, I will only get invested in the thing that I can't breathe if I'm not doing.
Right.
That's it. I have plenty of ideas all the fucking time. All the time, like thinking of cool stuff, like that's cool. But if I can't breathe, if I cannot breathe, and if I lose sleep, if I'm not doing a thing, that's the indicator that you should be doing that thing. So out of all these ideas that are flowing through, you're gonna have one if you don't have one already. And if you don't have one, there's no need. I feel like there's this pressure right now to like be a Mark Zuckerberg like overnight.
Right.
He's a rarity, man. There's a reason that he's an outlier. But more often than not, it takes time being saturated in a space, getting to know players, and as I told you, more important than the idea is the people that you build the idea with.
Yes. By human nature, we want to reciprocate. If I hold the door open for you, what do? You go and hold the second door open for me.
That's true.
Like it's just like human nature. Like if I do an email intro for you, you do an email intro for me.
Yo, another one. This is a great example. You want to know the best way to get someone to know your name? Learn their fucking name and use it super often.
All the time.
Have you ever had someone that knows your name and you don't know their name and you're like, fuck, but you don't want to ask them? You never want to ask. Because at some point you're in too deep.
You're like, hey, this is, let me introduce you to my friend.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I use. Hey, what's up guys? Much love, much love. So that's what I use, but then at some point, they get emotionally committed to learning your name. So like that, I love using like little micro examples for like that, because with like any type of relationship, if you just give so much value, eventually they give it right back. South by! What up?
I love it.
Yo, good shit, man. Yo,
Nice to meet you.
thanks for coming through, man. Tyler, John Henry, pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you. Hey, how you doing? I'm Luke.
Hey, brother.
Nice to meet you.
John, pleasure to meet you. This is my business partner, Brandon, and our content crew.
Yeah. Justin. Hey, Justin.
We're just going to be getting some like behind the scenes,
Yeah, no
like
worries.
B-roll stuff.
Taking a step back, why does it matter? Why is it important that there's a diverse and inclusive workplace? Or why should we bother going to all this trouble and work?
Yeah, that's a good question. Diversity is a buzzword that's thrown around a lot. One challenge that we face, and one thing that we look to clarify, we're raising our first fund right now, and at the end of the day, as Mother Teresa as it is, we are pitching investors for their capital because they're looking for a return on their money, period. Our bread and butter portfolio CEOs are Black women. We're starting to see that women have a more selfless style of leadership that empower their team members. We're starting to see that people who come from untraditional backgrounds can create companies that address problems a little bit differently than someone who is coming from the outside can. And in that lies a very lucrative business opportunity for the founder, but also for the investors.
As you think about the future of work, where do you think we're headed?
I think there are a lot of fundamental changes happening to the workplace in the next 24 to 36 months that are likely to impact the next 12 to 24 years. And so what's really interesting is as the ground shifts, older established players lose their footing or have the potential to lose their footing, and so it creates a lot of white space for new entrants to enter the marketplace and bring their own perspective to the table. And so we're seeing that right now. And so the next 24 to 36 months are going to be critical for, you know, whether it's women, folks of color, folks who even, you know, folks in the Midwest, like all, it's now the key window to challenge the complete notion that, you know, high growth companies come from New York City and San Francisco. It's now the time of the rise of the rest. It's now the time to contribute perspective. It's now the time to produce content. Content is now democratized. So I think it's going to be key to lean into your perspective, to nurture it, and see what you can do to impact the next decade.